So today's question, yo, Elliot, what do I do if I've got a girlfriend, I love my girlfriend, but I'm attracted to other women? And I don't want to ruin my relationship with my girlfriend by cheating on her with one of these very attractive women that are tempting me, right? What do I do? So that's a really good question, man. And I have a story that you might relate to, an experience of mine that might help you, as well as a couple tips that I think might come in handy. So check this out. About 10 years ago when I started becoming popular on YouTube, I started having a lot of fans and I figured I'd like to go meet my fans. And so I wanted to do live meetups. I did a couple live meetups, back in like 2012, 2013, where I travel and I did it at gyms because I figured, mostly it's dudes that are following me. So we go and meet at the gym and be men and lift and talk about manly stuff. But I quickly realized that a bunch of chicks were signing up. I posted on Facebook that I was going to be doing a live meetup, and this is exactly what happened. And some girls, pretty girls, started commenting back and forth with one another. Hey, we got to go meet Elliot. Oh my OMG, let's do it. We got to sign up. Can't wait to see you there, right? And I'm thinking, whoa, I wasn't prepared for that. I wasn't thinking about doing these live meetups because I was going to meet women. And here I am married. And at the time I had 4 children. I started 4 children. And so I'm very married, very happily married. But when I saw these women copying back and forth, I was quickly alerted to the fact that, there's going to be temptation there. And so what I did and what I've done there on out with my live events is I bring my wife with me. And so I share that with you just to show you that even I'm tempted, even I could perhaps crack under the pressure and do something stupid. I'm a spontaneous guy. I'm an impulsive guy. Sometimes I don't think before I act. So I gotta create stalwarts, support structures to help me navigate those treacherous waters. And so, like I said, what I did was in order to mitigate the temptation, because I'm not going to fool myself and pretend like my will is that strong. But if my wife is coming with me, you would think that, chicks would cool off a little bit and calm down. In this case, they didn't. It was funny. These girls were wild and they were aggressive. And even with my wife right there, they were a little aggressive. They were pressing. So that was like a wake-up call for me because I kind of live under a rock. I live in bumfuck Florida. Don't go out too much. So that one opportunity, that one experience woke me up. And so when I started doing more live events, bigger live events, and I had women there, I always bring my wife with me, man. Even if it's like I'm at the point in my life where I have no interest in other women and not like it's just not gonna happen. I kind of detest them in some ways. Because I can see right through their sneaky little tricks now. But even still, I bring my wife just so that, number one, she sees me, she's there with me. There could never be any, people lie, right? There could never be somebody that could say something that happened and was like, wait a second, I was with you the whole time. Nothing happened. And also, it kind of like, wearing a wedding band doesn't mean anything to anybody anymore. They'll still approach you with a wedding band. In fact, I think it might be more attractive when you got a wedding band. So anyway, it's a chick repellent. Believe it or not, OE has to bring around his old lady to be a chick repellent, right? And so once again, I share that story with you, just to let you know that I understand where you're coming from. I've been there before, and it's not like I'm so high and mighty and pious and perfect that nothing would ever happen. But I create support structures, bulwarks. I think I said the right word before, bulwarks, right? Like boundaries to help maintain boundaries and create that separation so shit don't happen. But check it out, dude. We're not in the same situation. I understand we're not in the same situation. You got a girlfriend, right? So, and then also you probably are in school. Like you don't live under a rock like me. You probably are in school. You're probably going to the mall, probably playing ball with your friends at the park. You're probably out there doing all kinds of stuff. And these women are everywhere and they're dressing real sexy, right? It's a weapon. the way women dress is a weapon. They don't know it's a weapon, and they do it unconsciously. I read recently Wilhelm Reich, who was they call him the father of the sexual revolution. I read all of his books. But one of the things I read recently that Wilhelm Reich said about women and their sexuality, when he started working with women in the 1940s and 50s, women were much more prude. And they wouldn't open up sexually with him as a psychoanalyst, and he was trying to pry, I guess, because he wanted to find out where their resistance was, where their neurosis was, and so he discovered that when women are by themselves, they, at least then, now it's very different because all the shit is cracked open, Pandora's box. They were much more resistant to being slutty, dressing, speaking, acting, and being vulgar, right? But when you got them together, he discovered this, when you got them together, all you had to do is get one to open up, then the rest of them were like a domino effect. Domino effect, they open up. So like, I got daughters and they dress the way the culture teaches them to dress. Men behave this way now anyway too, because we're effeminate. But when they see what their friends dress, how their friends dress, and how the Super Bowl halftime show, all that shit, right? And you hear and check it out, the Super Bowl halftime show thing was crazy, because here you got these two women dressing like sluts, acting like real degenerate up on the stage, and women are taught, and women, or at least the women I see that I know on Facebook, women's empowerment, you go girl, it's so good for you to be empowered, showing your ass like that. I don't know where they get this shit from, that women dressing like that is somehow empowering, it's degrading, and it's manipulating, and manipulates men. That's kind of where I'm getting at it. So you got a bunch of women manipulating you, walking around. They're not gonna admit that they're doing it, but if anyone's showing you their skin, they're manipulating you. It's not fair what they do to us. But it doesn't mean that we gotta be weak. Let them do what they want. Don't mean that we gotta drool. In fact, don't look. So here's where I'm going with in terms of the tip for you. You may have been on a diet before, right? Maybe you're trying to cut. Well, what do you do the first thing you're trying to cut? You avoid all junk food. You don't bring it in your house. You don't go to a junk food store. You don't, if you walk by something that smells good at the mall, you turn around and you walk the other way. When you go to the mall, they do the same damn thing as the women. They have those, like where they sell the pastries and shit, and they waft it. So you can smell it, and it just draws you right in. It was the same thing. Don't go down that road. Don't go where the women are. Don't look at them. If you see a woman coming down the road, and you gotta practice this. This requires strength, men, moral courage. You see a woman walking down the road looking a certain way, and you can't help it. I understand. Your normal reaction is just to be like, whoop. You gotta begin to train yourself to have blinders on. I don't see them. I did it yesterday. I take my whole family going on bike rides now, quarantine time. So we take bike rides every evening. And yesterday we had a bike ride, we were taking a bike ride, and here I see this girl, and she's dressed in a certain way. And if you're not mindful, you're just gonna do this. And here I am with my whole family. Man, I made a conscious effort. I'm riding my bike, and I'm looking straight ahead. And I'm not gonna the other thing too is when you do that, when you turn your head, you give them the satisfaction of knowing that they're manipulating you. Right? That's part of the reason why I get like a little aggravated with women these days. I'm just like, I see right through it. You may not consciously know that you're trying to manipulate me, but you're trying to manipulate me, and they're trying to manipulate you. So when these girls are being seductive, you could even do like I do and get a little mad, like it's not fair. You know what the Muslims do? I'm not saying we're supposed to do it, but you know what they do to help avoid all that mess? All the mess. They cover their women from head to toe. Blackout, can't even see their eyes. Right? Because they recognize that sex is a weapon, and it's degrading for the woman to be walking around in a seductive, slutty way, and it is violent towards men to dress that way, because you literally, in the same way that, like, a lot of marketing is violence in a way, right? Like with the smell, like, they wafting it out there. It's like you lose complete control, and then they just grab you by the nose. Well, the same thing with the women. They grab you by your eyes. So, dude, Long story short, I had fun with this. Hopefully you're following me. Don't go around other women. Don't be around them. If you know you're gonna be around other women, don't be alone with them. Bring your girlfriend with you wherever you can, as many times as you can. Don't talk to them. You see a girl, and you know, really, the only reason why she's gonna talk to you is because she wants to manipulate you, unless she's trying to like cheat off your homework or something. Like, like why? What do you want to talk to me about right now? Don't talk to her. Just keep walking. Don't look at them. Don't talk to them. Just keep going. Right? You got a girlfriend. You don't need to be friends with women. You got a girlfriend. I don't want any women friends. I got a wife. And the same thing with you. You got a girlfriend. All you need is one. You don't need women friends. You don't need to look at them. Put on your blinders and keep going, dude. Be strong. Done.